appointed chair, so I'll carry on today. And it will go through declarations for interest. Does any of this panel have any declarations of interest? Andrew?
None, Chair.
Thank you very much. Do we have any preliminary questions at all concerning today's hearing?
No.
Okay, thank you. I just will go through the introductions. Myself as chair, Councillor Mike Warren. Andrew?
Yeah, I'm Councillor Andrew Kilbride.
Brian?
Okay. Councillor Brian Sargent.
Okay. Legal advisor today, James?
Yes, James Chadwick, I'm legal advisor for West Northants Council.
Thank you. And licensing advisor today, officer is?
Martin O'Connell.
Thank you. And we have PC David Bryan, I believe.
Good afternoon, Chair. I'll be representing the police this afternoon.
Thank you. And Mr. Abdullah, if you could introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, my name is Sorsh Abdullah. I'm owner of the Riga International Supermarket.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Can I ask that all those that you've all received the papers and procedure for today?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Could I now ask Martin to outline the hearing today, please?
Thank you, Chair. The purpose of this report is to consider an application for a review of a premises license in accordance with Section 51 of the Licensing Act 2003, made by Northamptonshire Police in respect of Riga International at 89 Kettering Road, Northampton. The application, which can be found at Appendix A, was received by West Northamptonshire Council on the 10th of December 2021. The review is made on the ground of the prevention of crime and disorder. The licence, see Appendix B, for this premises relates to the sale of alcohol off premises only between the hours of 8 in the morning and 11 p.m. at night. The current premises licence holder is Mr. Shorsh Omar Abdullah and has been in force since the 15th of June 2020. The designated premises licence holder is Mr. Abdullah, whose premises licence was issued by Coventry City Council. When an application for a review of a premises licence or club premises certificate is received, the applicant must serve the licence holder and all responsible authorities with the application. It is then the responsibility of the local authority to place the blue public notice at or near the premises. A copy of this notice can be seen in your appendices, Appendix C, and it was displayed on the 14th of December 2021. The Council was also required to send a notice of the hearing to all interested parties and responsible authorities that have submitted a relevant representation and request confirmation of their intention to attend that hearing. A notice of the hearing was sent to the following persons on the 11th of January. Mr. Shorsh Abdullah is here today, as is PC David Bryan, representing Northamptonshire Police, as PC Sandy Tracy could not attend today's hearing. Upon application of a review at the end of the consultation period, the licensing authority must hold the hearing to consider it and any other representations made, and it can take and must be considered in relation to the 4 licensing objectives. In this case, the licensing objective is the prevention of crime and disorder. You'll see at sections 7, there is no financial or resource implications with regard to this hearing, and the legal implications that you must follow are at section 8 of this report. Each application must be considered on its own merits, and any conditions attached to that licensing certificates must be tailored to the individual style and characteristics of the premises and the events which have occurred. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions of the licensing officer?
No.
Okay, thank you, Martin. Can I ask PC Dave Bryan to outline the reason for the hearing today, please, his report?
Yes, thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, everybody. Let me take you through the review papers that PC Tracy submitted. I appreciate you'll have the paperwork in front of you, but I'll try and summarise rather than go verbatim through it. So, in relation to this premises, Riga, we had information from Trading Standards that 2 test purchases had taken place at the premises, one on the 16th of December 20, and one on the 29th of June 21. And within the review papers, you'll see details of the cigarettes that were sold. Following that, on Wednesday, the 17th of November, Northamptonshire Police were involved in a joint agency operation. I was at that briefing. It was led by Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, and a number of premises were visited based on intelligence that they were working to regarding the illicit tobacco trade, and this formed part of an operation regarding this activity that was elsewhere in the county as well. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this wasn't Customs wanted to do some fishing trips. This was based on intelligence. So after the briefing, we visited a number of premises, including Riga, and within the premises, behind a door that led to a storeroom, a hole was discovered in the ceiling. So if I can take you to page 25 of your paperwork. You will see an image of the door that leads to the storeroom that access is gained within the public area of the store. And at page 26, it's just a picture of the door in location to the counter. And then you will see page 24 will show a hole in the ceiling, which was just inside the door. And I'll leave that. I won't go through page 23 with you at the moment, if you don't mind, Chair.
Okay.
So, yeah, so looking through the hole, it appeared that it was linked to a premises with living accommodation situated directly above the shop. I guess that the picture you'll have at page 23 with the fingers through the hole. I actually took that picture. I was actually in the flat above. And that is the hands of one of the customs officers standing just behind the door that leads to the storeroom. So entry was gained into this premises, and we made our way to the first floor. One person fled the premises through a window across some flat roofs and escaped and was not detained. And within one of the rooms above the shop, 1,178 packets of non-UK duty paid cigarettes and 4.8 kilos of non-UK duty paid tobacco were located. And as I said, we detail a large hole was located in the hallway, which has been made through the floor into the shop below, which I've already discussed with you. Now, it's our assertion that people would go into the store, make an order for the cigarettes. This will be communicated to a person in the flat above, and those cigarettes will be handed down through the hole in the ceiling. This is not an uncommon thing I've discovered in my experience. Because that way there's none of the illicit tobacco actually in the shop itself when the authorities come in. However, the guidance Secretary of State's guidance, the Section 182 guidance, does give you guidance in relation to premises that are selling and the storage of smuggled tobacco goods. Mr. Abdullah wasn't present at the time of the visit, and following this visit, PC Tracy submitted review papers, and we would ask that you consider revocation of the premises licence due to this criminal activity, and we point you towards the Secretary of State's guidance in coming towards that decision. That's all at the moment, Chair. Clearly, I'll quite happily take some questions, should you have any.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, PG Brian. I personally don't have any questions at this moment. Brian, do you have any questions?
No.
Andrew?
Not yet, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Right, we'll move to Mr. Abdullah. Would you like to make a statement at all concerning the allegations made against the premises licence? You're on mute, sir. You're on mute. You need to unmute it.
Can you hear
Thank
me
you.
now? Yeah. First, since I take over the business, this hole was there. So, and the cigarette, I didn't sell cigarette. Can I ask, the cigarette was found in the flat above?
Yes, that's what the police are stating, that the cigarettes were in the flat above.
But what they told me, there was nothing there. They found the cigarette in the roof next door or somewhere. That's what I heard. I wasn't there on the day first, and actually this is my first time in the business, so I don't do this business like selling cigarette. I don't know if you believe me or not, but the hole was there since I took over the business.
Okay, is that your statement?
Yeah, and the flat I rent to someone. The day what happened, they found the cigarette. From that day, I never see him again. He's
Okay.
left. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all.
Okay. Is there anything else you wish to say?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. I have a couple of questions. Do you own the property above the shop, or do you lease it?
Lease it.
So you have do you rent that premises out?
Yes, I lease to someone. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Why was the hole not filled up? Sorry, Andy. Why was the hole not filled up?
The wall.
Why was the hole not filled up when you took over?
Because I never, it's nothing to me. So, but after that, I fill up. Nothing to me, the hole.
People don't usually have holes in the ceilings. It's not a common occurrence.
But I didn't use it. I didn't use it.
Okay. Andy?
Yeah, can I just make sure that the CCTV was fully working?
Yeah, it's working.
It's working. And if you can indulge me, Chair, can I ask PC Ryan, did you review the CCTV at all? Was it made available to you?
Councillor, at the time of the visit, no, I didn't review the CCTV, and I can confirm there are cameras in the shop, but I didn't review it at the time. I was upstairs in the flat with the customs officers.
Sure.
But I haven't. I can confirm I have not reviewed the CCTV.
Thank you.
Okay. PC Brian, did I see your hand? Did you wish to ask a question at all?
I was just wondering whether I could ask them of Mr.
Yes,
Abdullah.
certainly. Yeah.
But Mr. Abdullah, do you have a personal license?
Yes, I do.
When did you get your personal license?
When I take over the business, about a few months later, I don't know exactly the day, but when I took over the business a few months later.
Right, so that's fine. What year would that be?
I took over the business 6th of December 2018.
Okay. To get your personal license, would you have sat a course?
Sorry?
Did you have to sit a course before you could apply for your personal license?
I went to the course, yeah.
So could you tell me what the licensing objectives are, please?
I don't understand your question.
So on the course, you would have been told about 4 licensing objectives, which are the core of the Licensing Act. So I just need you to tell me what those objectives are.
To be honest, I don't know how to answer the question because I don't understand exactly.
All right.
Sorry about that.
So if I give you a clue, one of them was the prevention of crime and disorder.
Okay,
Can you name the other 3?
okay.
No, sorry, Mr. Abdullah, can you name the other 3 objectives?
Name of 3 objective.
Can you name the other 3 licensing objectives? I've given you one of them.
Okay.
What are the other 3?
I don't know.
Okay.
You have any other questions?
Sorry.
Sorry.
How often do you visit the store?
Weekly 2 or 3 times.
Okay, is that it, Mr. Brian, PC Brian?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Abdullah, you said that you were under the impression that there were no cigarettes there.
Yeah.
Yet we have photographic evidence of the amount of cigarettes and tobacco that was there.
As I said, on the day I wasn't there, what they told me, the cigarette was that it wasn't cigarette at all in the flat above.
Okay.
Like I can't say there was nothing, and I can't say yes because I
Okay.
wasn't there.
Okay. You also stated that you didn't sell any illicit cigarettes, and yet there's 2 test purchases been made where illicit cigarettes have been sold in your shop.
In my shop,
Yes.
I don't know about it, honestly.
Okay. Okay. Right. Do we have any other questions? Martin, do you have any questions at all?
No. I say just to clarify, Mr. Abdullah, although he says he took over the business in 2018, this premises license wasn't applied for until 2020. So Mr. Abdullah wasn't the license holder, certainly not of this license, prior to June 2020.
Do you know which month in 20? Because
Yes,
the first test purchase was in December.
15th of June 2020, the license commenced.
Okay, so Mr. Abdullah was actually the premises holder at the first test purchase time.
At the first test purchase, yes, he was.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. James, do you have any comments to make?
Not comments. The only question I would have is of PC Brian when he referred to the Secretary of State's guidance. I presume that's the section 182 of the Licensing Act 2003 guidance, is it?
Yes, Mr. Chadwick, yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
And is it those paragraphs which talk about specifically the crime and disorder? I can't remember which ones are off the top of my head. It's just those ones, is it?
Yeah, it's in the papers, but they're, you know, you'll be familiar, 11.27, 28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. As long as, just for the purposes of my notes, which sections it was, the paragraphs of that guidance. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, James. PC Brian, can I ask you to sum up now, please?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Well, clearly you've got the review papers in front of you. It would appear that Mr. Abdullah, in my opinion, has little or no control over the premises. There were 2 test purchases there when Mr. Abdullah was the licence holder, and clearly the papers detail the discovery we made on the 17th November. It might be worth noting also that HMRC figures that go back to 2000 result that the sale of legal tobacco products in the UK has resulted in tax revenue loss of more than £47 billion. I appreciate that's a national problem, but this is part of why we look at these premises. It is also an offence under the Licensing Act at section 144 to have smuggled tobacco and alcohol in relation to the premises licence. This is something I can't offer any conditions for. It's a criminal activity. And I would ask the committee in the first instance to consider revocation, as we see this as quite a serious offence. That's it, Chair. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you, Peter Brian. Can I just ask, do you feel you've had sufficient opportunity to say everything you wish to the subcommittee?
Yes, fine, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Abdullah, would you like to sum up your position, please?
Actually, as I said, this is my first time in the business. I hope you give me one more time, one more chance, because actually, if you revoke my license, my business will go down. I will maybe come out from the business, because at the moment I didn't make any good profit. So I hope you give me one more chance, if you can, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Do you feel today that you've had sufficient opportunity to say everything you wish to the subcommittee?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. What we will do now, we will retire and to make our decision, and that will come to you within the next 5 working days. And you will also have information if you wish to appeal that decision going forward. So thank you for attending today. I'll call the meeting to an end and we'll retire now. Thank you.